Hey, friends. So, I have been sitting with and working with. Working is the right word. Some issues and questions that are coming up within me, particularly as it relates to the creative work I do and the professional work I do, because I have observed a kind of it's like a beholdenness to a certain kind of energetic vibration. And it's it, it it's not a high vibe. It's a kind of this face. It's this vibe. And it's in me. It's there. It's a pattern. And I've had a wonderful, very brief but incredibly powerful conversation yesterday with my wife, Katie, and she was just in the most. As she was talking to me, I was also kind of just admiring her ability to say stuff that was so penetrating and so incisive, and at the same time so gentle and loving. But what came out was a recognition of an attachment to a certain vibe level, and I think I haven't worked all this out yet in terms of how it works or why I go there or exactly, because the clear implication is I'm going to this bandwidth, this sort of like low vibe energy of frustration, as a way of avoiding something else, something even more unpleasant. And I think as soon as we started speaking yesterday, I realized, oh wow, there really is, there is a kind of mountain of fear here. And that's not something I like to admit. It's not something that I don't feel like I live my life with with a felt experience of that fear very often. I live a life that feels fluid and moving and empowered and filled with joy. But if I look really closely at certain areas, there's a substrate. And man, you get me close enough to that substrate and I start to go, but what about, and it's like, and then going and being pissed off about something or somebody else, not my own fear, starts to feel attractive. And finding ways of expressing myself that are cordoned off from this fear, often by being in the context of other relationships or other processes that don't leave me out on my own facing this giant fear bear, um, start to become attractive. So that was a thing to see. And what came through in connecting with this was a notion or a kind of awakening to the high vibe state in and of itself. Because what Katie said was, why do you want to go back to that low vibration when you have everything you need to stay connected to the high vibration? It's right in front of you. The high vibration is right here. I have as equal access to it as I do to this fear-based low vibration. So the choice seems kind of obvious. And as soon as I make that switch, as soon as I mentally, psychically, and emotionally flip into that mode, it's like all of the little problems that happened along the way and that I'm attaching to so that I can wrestle with this frustration monster immediately feel not just solvable, but already solved. It's like I've already arrived at the answer to these questions. There's no wondering what to do. It's simply, it's resolved. Which, of course, it's, if you ever needed if you ever want to know a good sign that you're in a pattern, it's that. See if you can connect with a high vibe state and see if the problems don't just immediately resolve themselves. Which tells me that on some level, I have a weird desire to make the problem mean more than it does. I'm taking the questions and the confusions and the challenges in my life or in a process or in a relationship, and I'm grabbing hold of them, and it's like I'm screaming into a megaphone and making them, I have a desire to make them more than they are. Why would anybody do that? Why would we do that? What could possibly be the payoff of that? What could possibly be the result of that other than an excess of time spent on something that doesn't warrant it? Time and energy, emotional energy, bandwidth, focus, attention, all going down the drain towards something that doesn't actually, where there's no benefit. It's like a black hole. It just sucks all that stuff down because the resolution of this thing is already obvious. Pouring psychic energy into it is an escape from putting our psychic energy somewhere else. It's not it's not performing a task relative to this easily solvable problem. So when I got there, it really empowered me. It really set me up with a sense of, okay, now I can just do what I need to do. Now I can make decisions, and I can make it doesn't undo the necessity for action, or even for wrestling with reality a bit and figuring out the right way to go, but it takes away the aspect of the wrestling that is a bunch of unnecessary energy going out the drain and not really taking me forward. And I can tell this is going to have big implications. If I can really let this in, it's going to have big implications, and it's going to have a big impact on my on the way I work, the kind of work that I do, and how I allocate my time and energy. I think there's some changes coming. But it's certainly nice to feel something that is so, because it was really big to receive this. It was like a slap in the face, or a gut punch. Like, look at what I'm doing. And it's nice to feel something that unpleasant, that really like hard to want to feel, convert into empowerment and a sense of, oh yeah, I got this. The high vibe state. Why not stay there? That's it. That's it. End of discussion. After that, it's all details that can be worked out. But that is the number one. So, yeah, it was big. Great way to start the week. Thanks for watching, folks. Much love. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon.